Hey, Free Footy friends, welcome back to another 4 p.m. session. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. We're going to do something super fun, and then we're going to get into the weekend. So everyone, please say hello to Annie. Hi, Annie.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome back. I'm doing good. Welcome back. I'm so excited to have you back on. I was telling you, always have a good time with you. So I think it was perfect to end the week off with a session coached by you. How's everything going for you? Awesome.
Good, everything's going great. I'm still down here in Kentucky. As you can see today, I am outdoors enjoying the nice weather. I heard it's warming up a little in Edmonton too, so
Yeah, it's
good.
pretty good.
Get outside.
I should have went outside today, but I'm going to stay inside. And I've been telling all of our kids at home who's watching that, stay inside and just watch the video. We'll be quick. We'll show them a few different skills. We'll do our mental health chat, and then that way they can go outside and try it outside just as you are.
Yeah, definitely.
So Annie, for those that don't know who you are, you want to just tell us a little bit of your journey to where you are now?
Sure. So my name's Annie. I'm from Edmonton originally. I just finished my 5th year playing university soccer in the US. So I played 2 years of Division II soccer in the NCAA, and then I was on a Division I team for 3 years. So I'm just wrapping up my graduate studies. I'm doing my graduate degree in clinical psychology, and then I'll be coming back to Canada.
That's awesome. Cool. That's super cool. And your plans for September?
My plans for September, I'll be playing for Bishop's University in Quebec. Super excited. That's a U Sports school. So
yes, congratulations again. Super cool journey, and excited to learn from you today. So what are we going to be working on today?
So today I wanted to go over something similar to what we've done in the past, because it is the most important thing, I think, for a goalkeeper in terms of skills that you can work on. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of a review of handling the ball. And then since I finally found an outdoor surface that I can practice on by myself, I'll be able to elaborate on some drills that I've showed you guys before. So this is something that I do a lot in my training, and I did a lot. If you can find a wall, any sort of sturdy wall or anything that you can bounce a ball off of, you can train yourself. So
cool. Awesome. Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So I have my soccer ball here, and I'm just going to go over the hand shape again. So we want to make sure our hands are in a W, like this. See? Sort of looks like a heart shape, but open at the bottom. And so when we catch the ball, we're like this. On the sides, we're like this. This is the perfect sort of grip so that you can make sure it's secured on the sides and it's secured on the back. So that's really important. Before, I was just sort of showing you guys how to hold it like this, maybe bounce it off the ground. But today we're going to take that a step up. So I'm going to do this against the wall, which will give me a bit more resistance, a bit more speed. And then that'll really show you why it's so important to have the support on the sides and on the back when you're catching.
Okay. So Annie, before we get started, I had a question with because you know what other hand shapes I've heard is kind of like more of a triangle?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Yeah, so the triangle can definitely help for the younger kids out there, if their hands are smaller, so they can't quite get on the side of the ball. You want to have, if your hands don't fit on the side, so they only fit behind, you want to use the W, because then it won't be enough support. So then you want to use the triangle.
Oh, okay. So for smaller hands on a ball, that triangle helps a little bit with covering more surface area, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But my hands are pretty big, so just the W is pretty good.
Yeah, W like this. And you want to have your nice loose wrists, springy wrists, so that when you catch the ball, you're absorbing it like this. Yeah. Not too loose, because you don't want to in the face. But you want to spring it back here. So I'll show you guys. I'll demonstrate it on the wall, and then I'll let you see my ready position, and then I'll talk about the ready position a little bit too. Okay? So this is just the very basic first step to this. So You have the ball in your hand, and you're just rolling it off the wall to yourself. You're not trying to chuck it or anything. You're just rolling it back to yourself. And you can see how when I catch the ball, it's coming back like this. So I'm not catching it here, and I'm not catching it when it's already here. My hands make contact out there and bring it in. You can switch up hands. There. That's the first step to it. So, oh, that was great ready position I just saw from you. So you had the knees bent and a little bit of a bend at the waist. You're sitting down a little bit. Perfect, perfect. And your shoulders are balanced over top of your knees, so they're not quite over your body. They're a little bit forward. Awesome. So that's the ready position. So you don't want to stay in that position the whole time necessarily. You want to reset between every repetition, because then your body gets used to going into that ready position instead of just staying there the whole time.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
I'm standing up nice and tall, nice and loose, stretched out. Ooh. As soon as I do it, I'm in the ready position. Ooh. Ooh. And I'm varying up my service a little bit too. So I can do some high ones, and I can do some low ones too.
Mm-hmm.
High, low, and switch it all. And I can start, once I get the hang of it, I can start going harder reps too.
Awesome. So is there ever a time, like I feel like sometimes you kind of have to step into your ready position or like back up, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point, is that most forwards, you know, if the striker is good, they're not going to shoot right at you. So if you're always going to have to move to be able to make the save most of the time. Okay. So I'll show you guys next how you can do some very simple sort of footwork in order to practice your footwork while you're doing this drill.
Okay,
so,
cool.
We're doing the same thing with this and dropping into your ready position. Drop into the ready position. But you can start back and then you throw, step and set.
Yeah, cool.
Alternate. So you always want to be, by the time the forward is taking the shot, that's when you want to be set, right? When they're making contact with the ball. So in this situation, the wall is the forward. So I can only be moving forward before the ball hits the wall. And as soon as the ball hits the wall, that's my cue to set.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's the strike foot hitting the ball. So I throw it, set.
Oh.
Throw it, set.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you might have to move side to side. From here, I can do some chest passes, like in basketball. So chest pass, move side to side. Get my nice low movement in. Chest pass.
Yeah.
Chest pass.
Okay.
Perfect. Exactly.
That's awesome. Sweet. Yeah. I was like, I think that's probably one of the hardest things to do is getting set while moving. Yeah. Right? Things are happening so fast that you're like, I got to get ready to get this ball. So, so you basically just go back and forth and just continuously varying like how hard you're hitting the ball, chest pass, low one, high one. I went backwards there. High one, low one, right? And then just continuously moving back and forth. So you get used to setting as you move, right?
Yeah, and this might seem, you might do this for, 10 minutes and you might think, okay, I've mastered it. But I guarantee you, no matter what goalkeeper you would ask to do this, they'll always try to improve little things. So whether they try to improve, just that getting a split second faster on their set, or they're trying to make sure their hand shape is exactly right. So this is a simple drill that you can use at any level that you play at. So you can always keep getting better with it. That's
awesome. Cool. Thank you for that. That was lots of good points for sure, especially the hand ones, and just like getting set, that body position, so important, because if you don't have it, you can lose balance easily, you lose the ball, you lose possession, the other right? Awesome. What is the second one that you're going to show us?
Okay, so the second one, I'll demonstrate the first part, and then I'll just tell you guys about the second, because as you can see right now, I am standing on a bed of rocks. So I will not be diving, unfortunately, today. And I did not bring my mattress outside for anyone who saw the mattress session. I didn't want to get it dirty. So I'll show you the first part, and then I'll explain the second.
Okay, sounds good.
So this is using the ball and the wall again, and it's about handling. But it's sort of a bit more realistic to a game scenario. So this time, you're going to be kicking the ball off the wall to yourself.
Let's see if I can do that here.
I don't want to break your foot. Let's go for that.
Yeah, I like this drill.
Yeah. So this one's pretty fun. I really like doing this with myself. You can also challenge yourself to include a little bit of juggling or footwork. So if I want to do 1, 2 times before I kick.
Oh. The challenge on the rocks.
Yeah, I'm on a rocky hill, so. 1, kick.
Oh, that's asking for.
It takes a lot of concentration, and that's something that you can.
I know. I like that one because then it forces you to be kind of unbalanced.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you have to get ready really quickly.
Mm-hmm. You can't cheat and be ready early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that one's just the kick off the wall, and then you're just getting set.
Mm-hmm. So the second part of that is diving with the kick off the wall. So this is if maybe if you're going to either in your yard or at a local schoolyard, if you have a wall with some grass in front of it, do this one. So what we're doing, same thing, kicking off the wall, but now instead of kicking straight forward, you can throw off the wall too.
Yeah.
Kick it to the side. So if I kick it to the side, and then I'm driving onto it. So it's the same thing, and this sets you up in a good position because I'm here, I'm ready, knees are bent, I kick it, and that's the foot that you want to step forward to dive onto the ball.
Oh, yeah.
The foot. So you kick with this side.
Right, going this way.
You're ready to dive with it. If I kick with my left foot here, then I'm ready to dive with it because it's up in the air already. So it allows you to get really close to the wall and have that reaction.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, but I don't think either of us can do it right now.
No, not at all. But it's good to know.
Yeah.
Because you know what I love about this wall thing is that sometimes it could be unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It definitely can.
And even
you have like a fence in your backyard or something that's not quite as stable as a brick wall, that helps you because it makes it less predictable.
Yeah, and you don't know where that ball's gonna go, so your reaction time has to be on point, right?
Yeah.
It just helps you. That was awesome. Cool. Thank you so much, Annie, for those skills. I'm gonna be a sick goalie. Ivan commented. You remember your coach Ivan from Real Paris? He just commented, he said you should do some rock training.
Sometimes when you're playing that indoor boarded soccer, diving on this is what that floor feels like.
It's totally true. Absolutely true. That's awesome. Thank you so much for showing us those skills. And I think you made a great point. Like, even though they seem very basic, simple skills, there's that's something that every goalkeeper at every stage does. Even, pros now are still doing those basic fundamental skills. Because you're right, you can improve. You can get a little bit faster. You can get a little bit stronger with your hands, with your set position. So definitely.
Goalkeeper coach from Edmonton, he always says, my goalkeeper coach in Edmonton always says something about how the drills don't get harder as you get better. You just get better at doing the drills. So you make them harder for yourself. You challenge yourself more and push yourself. So.
Totally. And I just thought about like this whole kicking it off the wall. It's like you can also practice your punt kicks.
Yes,
exactly. You know what I mean? Like you can practice your technique and then your save. Like you're doing almost so many things in one simple drill. Awesome. Well, to end off the session, we're going to have a quick little chat on our social emotional topic of the week. So Annie, this week we're talking about how to cool down your body and not Hulk out. So what we're saying is, we're all going to come across difficult situations in our life, and we're going to get angry. Angry is a natural emotion. We're humans. This is what happens, right? And so I want to ask you, as a great athlete, what are some of the techniques you use to cool down and not be so angry?
Yeah, you're definitely, like you said, like it's unavoidable. You're going to get angry. Off the field, you'll get angry, and on the field, I guarantee you, if you play a sport, especially a contact sport, eventually someone's going to do something on the field that will just make you so angry.
Absolutely.
So I'll start with on the field, something that you can do. So it's called finding a cue. So before the game starts, like you have to establish your patterns in advance. So before you're even starting a game, you want to try this at a practice first, maybe. So you pick an object that you'll have with you on the game day. So for example, you can use, say, like for me as a goalkeeper, the strap of my goalkeeper glove, because I'll always be wearing goalkeeper gloves at practice and at games. So when I get frustrated at a practice, that's going to be my cue to refocus. So I'll combine the action with a breathing exercise. So that can be, a breath in and a slow breath out. Or it can be something like box breathing, where you go in for one, hold for one, out for one, hold for one. In for one, hold, out, hold. So one of the breathing patterns that will physiologically help you relax. And you combine that with your little cue. So it becomes like a whole system that helps your body relax, but you can do it really quickly in a game. So say, I get scored on by some chance. Just kidding. It happens a lot.
That's awesome.
So the ball's in the back of my net. I'm super frustrated. I should have had that one. So I'm going to take my goalkeeper glove strap. I'm going to undo the Velcro and redo the Velcro as I'm doing my little breathing exercise. And then after that helps me let it go. Like that helps me calm down. I can go back to the game. Lots of other athletes, I've heard of some people do it with like water bottle. Like you can squirt a water bottle in the air and you just watch the droplets fall as you're doing your breathing exercise. So just some little quick cue that's going to calm you down and let you get back into that good headspace. And then after the game, you can deal with how angry you are about it. But in the moment, you got to focus.
Yeah. Okay. I love that advice because we always talk about breathing for sure. And I've never heard this cue. What did you say? It was just finding a cue? Find a cue?
Yeah. Finding some sort of cue in a game. And they can be used for lots of different things. But that's something that my sports psychologist taught me. And then I learned about it too in my sports psychology classes in undergrad.
Yeah, that's so cool. And as soccer players, like, I don't know, maybe this is something I do is like I always adjust my shin pads and socks.
That's a good one.
But it's more of just like, you know, you're actually really, I'm bent down.
Yeah.
I don't care about my shin pads and socks. I just care about like breathing and like, okay, just adjust my shin pad. Okay, now my sock, you know, and just like doing that breathing. I love that advice. I think that is so cool. So kids at home, you know, if you're going out and playing, whatever sport it may be, find your cue. It might be your sock, it might be your shoes, it might be, you know, your jersey, maybe. It might just be like retying your shorts, you know. The water bottle one is definitely a cool one too. What? Squirt some water up in the air and just as the water falls, you're breathing.
Yeah.
Oh, you froze.
Yeah, exactly.
You froze a
So
little
you gotta find something that works for your position too. Like for me, for a goalkeeper, I obviously have some downtime after I let the ball in or after it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I have to do that. So if you're a field player, maybe there's something quick you can do when the ball goes to the other side of the field, you know?
Yeah. Super
Yeah.
cool. And then you also have kind of tips on off the field.
Yes,
or do you kind of use the same thing?
Well, you know, I said that one was just sort of to push your emotions away till later. Like it's to clear your head for now so you can focus when you have to focus on a task. And then after the game, be dealing with that emotion or that frustrates you or makes you angry in your life. So the way that psychologists like to think about it is, in one theory, is you want to recognize where your emotions come from and what sort of thoughts cause those emotions so that you can maybe reframe things a little bit. So, and let's start off, say there's an event, the event that makes you mad. My event gets scored on. It goes right through my hands into the net. And I'm mad about that. So then after the game, I think about what made me so angry. Am I angry? Like that's the event. So the activating event is the ball going in the net. And then my thoughts about that. Why did I get so upset about that? Is it because, oh, I should have had that? Or am I thinking something else too? Am I thinking, oh, I'll never be a good soccer player now. I just let that ball in my net. Like that one goal, terrible. Like you got to think about, that's an unhealthy way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
So a healthy way would just be like, oh, darn, I'll try better next time. Like I shouldn't have let that go in. But then an unhealthy thought would be thinking that that somehow defines me or it's a reflection on my character or something. So if you're having an unhealthy thought that's causing you to stay angry and affecting how you play and you're not able to refocus, then you want to reframe that so that you're able to play, which is obviously, like I said, sometimes you got to push it out of your head during the game so you can keep playing. And then after the game, when you're reflecting on it, then you can think, well, why did I think that during the game? Why did I think that the ball going in made me feel so down and worse and everything? Is there a more constructive way I can do this? If that made sense. That's sort of a long-winded explanation.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. And I think you're right. It's something we don't do it too often enough of reflecting. We always push it away and we're like, whatever. And then we just don't think about it after. But I love the point that you said about like the unhealthy thoughts and how we do this all the time. And I do it as well, where I make a mistake and I think that's what's going to define me as a player, as a coach, as a student, as in my job, whatever it is if I get, like you said, if I get scored on, I'm not a good goalie, but you know, it's one mistake. Can you learn from it? Yes. Can you be better? Yes. Right. So don't let that one mistake define who you are, because you can always grow and you can always be better. It just takes a healthy thought to push you that way. And then knowing that
your healthy thought that you could replace it with is, well, if I only make every mistake once, then I'm, you know, one mistake closer to being even better. That's the way that I think about it, to make myself feel better.
That's actually a really, really good point. That's awesome. Thank you, Annie, so much for chatting with us. Thank you so much for the skills. I think there was a lot of good points made. I love the Q1. I'm not even goalie, but I think that's awesome. So for kids at home, find your cue, find something to focus on wherever you're at, tying your shoelaces, I don't know, unzipping something, anything that works for you, and then breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe. That is so important. When you send oxygen into your body will heal itself, right? And those negative thoughts will go away. Awesome. And then having healthy thoughts. Mistakes will happen and it's okay. Just don't let them define who you are, because you can always get better and grow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Annie, for the skills, for the chat, everything. It's so fun to have you on. It's so great to see you. And I hope everything in Kentucky is going great for you. And then I'm sure you'll be back.
Definitely.
Oh, you got frozen.
Thank you so much for having me back again. As usual.
Of course.
Am I frozen?
Okay.
Am I back now?
You were. Yeah, you're back now. Okay. There we go. Okay, Annie. Okay, everyone, have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy, go outside, try these skills that we taught you today and this past week. And then I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Bye.
Bye.